The Sassanid Empire was the last pre-Islamic Persian empire, lasting from 224 to 651 AD. This period marked a significant era of cultural and political development in ancient Persia. The Sassanids were known for their strong centralized government under the rule of the Shahanshah. The title Shahanshah meant King of Kings, highlighting the hierarchical nature of their leadership. The empire's capital was Ctesiphon, located near modern-day Baghdad. Ctesiphon served as a major political and economic hub during the height of Sassanid power. Zoroastrianism was the state religion of the Sassanid Empire. This ancient faith shaped many aspects of Sassanid culture, including art, law, and governance. The Sassanids revived and promoted Persian traditions after centuries of Hellenistic influence. They sought to restore a sense of national identity rooted in pre-Alexandrian Persian heritage. The empire controlled key trade routes along the Silk Road, facilitating commerce between East and West. This strategic position allowed them to amass wealth through taxes and tariffs on goods like silk and spices. The Sassanid military was highly organized, featuring cavalry units known as savarim. These elite horsemen played a crucial role in both defense and expansion efforts. Shapur I, one of the most famous Sassanid rulers, defeated Roman Emperor Valerian at the Battle of Edessa. This victory demonstrated the military prowess of the Sassanids against one of their greatest rivals. The Sassanids developed an advanced irrigation system to support agriculture in arid regions. Such innovations helped sustain large populations despite challenging environmental conditions. Persian art flourished under the Sassanids with intricate designs seen in metalwork and textiles. These artistic achievements reflected the empire's prosperity and sophistication. The Sassanids introduced a complex taxation system based on land ownership and productivity. This system ensured a steady flow of revenue to fund the empire's ambitious projects. The empire maintained diplomatic relations with distant powers such as China and India. These connections fostered cultural exchanges that enriched Sassanid society. Women in the Sassanid Empire had relatively more rights compared to other contemporary societies. For example, they could own property and initiate divorce under certain circumstances. The Sassanids built impressive architectural structures, including the Ta Kasra Arch. This iconic monument remains one of the largest single-span brick vaults ever constructed. Education was valued, with institutions teaching subjects like astronomy, medicine, and philosophy. Scholars from across the empire contributed to advancements in various fields of knowledge. The Sassanids established a postal service called Chapar Khane to improve communication. Riders would carry messages swiftly across vast distances, connecting different parts of the realm. Fire temples were central to Zoroastrian worship and dotted the landscape of the empire. These sacred sites symbolized the importance of fire as a divine element in their belief system. The Sassanids faced frequent conflicts with the Byzantine Empire over territorial disputes. These wars often drained resources, but also spurred technological and tactical innovations. Literature thrived during this period, with works written in Middle Persian or Pahlavi. Epic poems and historical accounts preserved the cultural legacy of the Sassanids. The empire's legal code, influenced by Zoroastrian principles, emphasized justice and order. Laws were designed to maintain harmony within a diverse and multicultural society. The Sassanids minted coins featuring detailed portraits of their rulers. These coins not only facilitated trade, but also served as propaganda tools to reinforce royal authority. The empire's economy relied heavily on agriculture, particularly wheat and barley cultivation. Farmers formed the backbone of Sassanid society, providing food security and surplus for export. Music and dance were integral parts of Sassanid court life and religious ceremonies. Instruments like the harp and drum accompanied performances celebrating festivals and victories. The Sassanids expanded their territory into areas now part of modern Iran, Iraq, and Afghanistan. Their conquests brought together diverse ethnic groups under a unified administration. The empire faced internal challenges, including revolts by nobles and provincial governors. Power struggles sometimes weakened central control, making the empire vulnerable to external threats. Khosrow II, also known as Khosrow Parviz, is remembered for his patronage of the arts. His reign saw the construction of magnificent palaces and gardens adorned with exquisite decorations. The Sassanids adopted elements of Roman engineering, such as aqueducts and bridges. These adaptations improved infrastructure and enhanced urban living standards. Slavery existed in the Sassanid Empire, though it was less widespread than in neighboring civilizations. Captives from wars were sometimes enslaved, but many worked in domestic roles rather than labor-intensive industries. The empire's navy played a vital role in defending its southern borders along the Persian Gulf. Naval forces protected maritime trade routes and deterred pirate attacks. The Sassanids engaged in theological debates with Christians and Jews living within their borders. While generally tolerant, they occasionally imposed restrictions to assert Zoroastrian dominance. The concept of chivalry emerged during the Sassanid era, influencing later medieval European ideals. Tales of heroic knights drew inspiration from Sassanid warrior ethics and courtly behavior. The empire's decline began in the early 7th century due to a combination of factors. Exhaustion from prolonged warfare and internal strife left the Sassanids ill-prepared for new challenges. Arab Muslim armies conquered the Sassanid Empire between 636 and 651 AD. This marked the end of Sassanid rule and the beginning of Islamic hegemony in the region. Yazdegerd III was the last Sassanid emperor, fleeing from city to city before his death. His tragic fate underscored the collapse of a once mighty dynasty. Many Sassanid administrative practices were adopted by subsequent Islamic caliphates. Continuity in governance ensured stability during the transition from pre-Islamic to Islamic rule. The Sassanids preserved and translated ancient Greek and Indian texts into Persian. This effort laid the groundwork for future intellectual developments in the Islamic Golden Age. Feasts and banquets were elaborate affairs in the Sassanid court, showcasing wealth and hospitality. Guests enjoyed lavish meals accompanied by music, poetry, and theatrical performances. The empire's physicians made significant advances in medical science, documenting treatments for various ailments. Their knowledge influenced later generations of doctors in both the Islamic world and Europe. Religious tolerance varied throughout the Sassanid period, depending on the ruler's policies. Some emperors persecuted non-Zoroastrians, while others encouraged coexistence and dialogue. The Sassanids celebrated Nowruz, the Persian New Year, as a major festival. This tradition continues today as a symbol of renewal and cultural continuity. The empire's artisans excelled in crafting jewelry using gold, silver, and precious stones. These items were prized not only locally but also internationally as luxury goods. The Sassanids employed spies and informants to monitor potential threats to the throne. Intelligence networks helped maintain internal security and preempt rebellions. Public baths were common in Sassanid cities, reflecting an emphasis on hygiene and social interaction. These facilities provided spaces for relaxation and conversation among citizens. The empire's astronomers accurately predicted celestial events like eclipses. Their observations contributed to the refinement of calendars used in agriculture and religion. The Sassanids practiced animal husbandry, breeding horses, camels, and sheep for various purposes. Livestock supported transportation, agriculture, and textile production across the empire. The empire's engineers designed fortified walls to protect cities from invasions. These defenses often featured watchtowers and gates manned by vigilant guards. Diplomatic marriages were used to secure alliances with neighboring states. Such unions strengthened ties and reduced the likelihood of conflict. The Sassanids placed great importance on genealogy, tracing noble families' lineages back centuries. Ancestral pride reinforced social hierarchies and justified claims to power. Hunting was a popular pastime among the Sassanid aristocracy, often depicted in art. It served as both recreation and training for warfare, honing skills like archery and horsemanship. The fall of the Sassanid Empire paved the way for the spread of Islam across Persia. Despite their demise, the Sassanids left an enduring legacy that shaped the region's history.